Shit. It looks so good. There you go. I know. Take, bro.
I ain't gonna lie to you, guys. Like my dude hit more fucking contested than fucking Opus. And I ain't even got consistent shit on none of that shit. That shit weird as fuck. Oh, that's on ball.
Good D, bro.
Yeah, I don't know where the foul came from. I
Nah, that
tried
motherfucker he wouldn't let that ball go there. He sniped that bitch though.
Nah, he wouldn't.
Fucking strong as hell.
That's my fault, bro. That's my ain't really do this slow ass animation.
Skills. Yeah, man, it'd be nice to play more than 2 games, though. You lucky I lagged.
Steal, boy. Got you, boy.
Good pass.
Steal, boy. Give me that shit. Give me that shit. Do a layup. God damn, it's a big motherfucker. 7-3, big bitch, huh? Hey, you ever see it like that? All you gotta do is spam timeout, you gotta call it. Oh shit.
Yeah, I seen that. Man. You see that little animation?
We normally do, but I don't. It's all good. Turn over the time. You got it back.
Defense. Let's go.
Over there.
He dunked that bitch in the stomach. That shit stupid.
That bitch with his chin. He was going scary. Feel, bitch. Green, bitch. Why? That would have been
Got it.
Blue threw for a flashy. I threw a flashy. You would have threw a flashy. One more flashy to the corner. That'd have been fun. That'd have been good. Good D. Wow. Good D, boy. Oh shit. You want to dunk some shit.
Shot.
Yeah, I should have shouted. That's me. Good pass, bro.
52%. Oh shit, yeah. Let that bitch fly. What you eating? Some pizza?
The rice ball.
Pizza.
Shit sound good as fuck. He kind of Italian food sound good as fuck right now. My mom's sick, so she's not making no fucking spaghetti. So fuck it. Good D. Oh, you jumped over him. Jump again, jump again, jump. Yeah, throw that bitch. I see you, too. Flashy with it. About to pass it again. Fucking bum ass. Oh, that's a steal, bro.
Why the fuck it feel like everybody playing, like just playing fast as fuck? What the fuck is going on?
Set up the game, bro. Shit, oh my god.
Yeah, I should have beat that shit.
Oh, I thought you were coming out.
Careful.
I was trying to.
That's all.
That's all.
The steal.
Oh, he didn't let me jump to pass me.
That's all.
Throw me, bro.
Oh wow, I let anybody make free throws, man.
Bruh.
Jump.
They gave me 1% Kentucky.
Yeah, lucky as fuck, cause those flip ups going on, bro.
Please don't
Throw the
quit.
ball in, bitch.
What?
81% though he made that? 81% cover? Damn, that shit playing hard as hell. Good pass.
Talk about money, and I ain't get no money. What's up? I can't go with you. Somebody tell me what's up, I don't get it. Somebody tell me what's up, man. It seemed like yesterday we weren't really up in there. Everybody say that they forward us, man.
Why they let you dunk that?
Oh, I had no fuck to give, I cannot trust. I had to slow it down, don't need to rush. Slow with that paper, let's give me a rush. Man, I don't give a damn what they tell me. Every single gon' chain like a bell, yeah. They say you gotta change for the battle. Doing nigga came from the ghetto. Yeah, stay down, get money when they tell me. Ride around with a 40 and a fatty. Yeah, know you gotta live it in your area.
Blocked it too.
Damn. Somebody was dunking that bitch.
Everybody go to hang when you wait hard. Fuck around and get it all with the AR. Nigga, they talk about it. Know you gotta go and get more. All my niggas just straight from the block. Came in the gang, ain't green off top. And if a nigga play, probably knocked off the top. My nigga ain't never had love for no nigga, no nigga. Yo nigga, no bitch won't let him. No,
Damn. That motherfucker down some authority, huh?
Yeah, he finished getting good to be a 3-level score.
See.
Bad pass. That's great.
Another skill right here. Sir. God, can you come fly with me? Be another skill right here. Ooh, that was it. That low ass fucking.
Yeah, they fucking, bro. Ridiculous. Man.
Said he was supposed to be there that night. The fucking Grammy. Him and his wife.
They're getting these rebounds, man. Oh my god.
I am supposed to. I'm fucking normal full fade, not no fucking dribble up, fucking pull up. Look at that bitch out there.
You did that roll their eyes at you? Bang. The badge though?
It ain't that. I'm trying to do a fucking normal full fade. They make me do a dribble pull up for you. I'm trying to lean with that bitch. I ain't got that dribble pull up shit down.
That just goes back to what you said earlier, bro. Like, why the fuck would Boyz II Men be in the fucking Grammy Awards, bro? You see what I'm saying? Like, you put 2 and 2 together, you know what I mean? Does that make sense to you?
Oh, you fucked me up.
They got Boyz II Men
Come
there singing a tribute to Kobe Bryant. Like, what
Shit crazy.
they let them know like right away, and then they all like cancel whatever they were doing and come be there to sing. Like, come on.
Man, I'm gonna be like, look, man, I ain't gonna be able to make it today. I got some shit going, but I'll be able to make it next week type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell no, man. That shit's all cap, man. Cap.
Oh my god. Can we get a regular game, please?
Damn, how many is that? 3 in a row?
Yep.
I need my 85% back anyway. I fucking lagged out that damn game the other day. Shit pissed me off. Ha 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 ha.
What's he saying?
He said I'm sick. Sick about the 85. Shit. You know that's a lie.
85%. What are you talking about?
85%.
Oh shit.
1%. Yeah, 1%.
Oh
shit.
shit.
Oh, it's all good. Once I quit fucking lagging out, man. See, the thing is, bro, I really got fucking haters on this game, bro. If I was to fucking broadcast right now, bro, I swear to God, motherfucker hit my shit, bro, and I fucking get kicked off line. Like, motherfuckers be fucking hating on my shit, bro.
Damn.
Shit weird as fuck. Like, motherfucker not already fried my modem like that, bro. Like, shit be weird. I wasn't even in the party with nobody. I was playing park broadcasting. The motherfucker booted my shit and riders. I'm like, what the fuck? Had to get a whole new one the next day. I'm like, bro, this shit extra as hell.
Bobby Gump.
Yeah, man. How old are you?
You got
That
two
was-
locks, though.
A goat. We'll find out too for
That
making a
long
new
way
game
from
effects.
Kobe.
Fucking
Yeah,
there's a Kobe.
blue.
It's not comp.
Suck. Got one.
Fuck, man, his ass. Have to ask this dude if he's ready.
Kind cut with him, man.
I just text this dude if he's ready, Cash. You better ready for what?
Hey, look, I was fucking with this dude yesterday, right? And they were doing for a party and shit. I had that bitch so scared for me. He was still there doing your mama joke and shit. I was like, alright, bro. I'm like, alright, bro, you shut up, bro. You feel me? Like, he was just like on some weird ass shit. Like, every time a nigga say something, he on my dick type shit. Trying to think he gonna troll and shit. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm really a demon, bro. I eat your fucking face off, bro. Hey, look, nigga got so scared. He was like, he started laughing. He was like, yo, satanic ass. I was fucking with her so hard, though. I really wasn't, though. You made me mad, though. I really exposed myself. I ain't gonna say what I ain't gonna say. But hell, I was just fucking. I was like, man, I eat your fucking face out, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? The nigga left the party. It was so funny how he did it though, bro. He was like, invite me back. He said, man, your satanic ass, man, something's wrong with you, man. Yeah, bitch. I need somebody to play with. Come on, man.
Look at the catch. Jesus Christ.
Look at the green.
Why eat?
I can't move.
Let's continue. We might
Come
gotta
on,
play some
John.
pro
What
am
the
or
fuck are
something.
you doing?
Like the center quitting, he not even moving. Ain't moving.
Come on, man. Fuck your twos, hook the threes, and shoot. Yeah, perfect through your timing on.
Yeah, it's always one up.
Still. Nice.
Yeah, maybe next game. Until I can't shoot this game. Ooh, in his mouth. Yeah, 4, you need 20 miles. We need 20 miles. Field, we out. Throw that thing. Throw that bitch.
Okay.
I really pay right now, so.
Ooh.
Come on, man.
Still. Throw it.
That shit out this motherfucking hand.
But it's gonna be four games in a row where they just fucking everybody just quits, bro. That message just bag it before the game start. You ready? I knew he was gonna leave. Fucking bum.
I could have sworn I got a block. That night again. No, motherfuckers running together. Shit.
You watch somebody. What the fuck? My bad. I was reading a message. He said he watches. That's why he stayed in the game. He watches it. Maybe he watches it on blue screen. God damn it. Damn it. One of the three got bought.
What?
That's a rap. Can they just please just get another quick phone in, bro? Like, and yeah, it's not good. Dude.
Yeah, I can't shoot this game.
It's all good. He said he's drinking bleach.
Look at that catch, man. The catch is fucking me up. There's some kind of latency, bro. There's no way.
Shot boy.
Yeah, I know. It's never shoot like this.
Still.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, look like you couldn't even. I can do that. What magic trick is that? Not at all. I got the new check up. I flexed up. Trying to see that shit. But like, Cass, he tried to say Nipsey Hussle a fucking girl because he said he got a female V-shaped clavicle bone.
Or that's weird as hell.
It's just like the last part of the fucking video.
Come on,
last 3
man.
minutes of that motherfucker, I cannot fucking understand. Like, I'm trying to, but like, it's weird as fuck.
Look at the pass. They're just pulling me all over the place. So irritated. So
Drinking bleach to touch.
this is still
Slithery.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't have that bad.
Even like he had that bitch Hall of Fame.
I got the litmus gold. Some other shit.
this shit lagging the fuck, man.
Blue, don't score. You got 8 points. Get 8 points for 24 assists, bro. You hear me? You hear me? You hear me? The hot one. The hot one. Oh, that sucks. Oh.
Oh my god.
Shit. Green. You got 8 points. Like you need 24 assists, bro. You have 8 and 24, bro. Oh. B, boy. B, boy.
Shot.
You think he messed his meter up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely messed his meter up.
Take, bro.
Bro.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all boys. Throw me up! Throw me up! Oh my god!
I think he tried to throw me to one up period.
That shit got me tired as hell. Even though we running like a motherfucker moving around, I swear that shit it's killing me.
Yeah, facts. I'm drained too. I'm emotionally drained from what happened earlier. Still can't believe it, bro. Even Jerry West said he just hopes that he fucking wakes up and it's a dream.
They got that.
I try to get one. Oh man. I'm drinking.
I don't know how I missed the first one. Shit, that shit didn't go by the
Stop. Good move. Good move.
I'm trying to get it to you.
We got a whole quarter, bro.
They got a whole fourth quarter to go. He good.
Shit is bullseye. Hit that bullseye.
Yeah, hit that bullseye, man. Hit that motherfucker. Got you, boy.
Get the hell up off me. That motherfucker back over his head like he heard what I said.
That bitch up. There you go, bro. 21. You can't get 3 assists in the fourth quarter, bro. Your ass. Good bounce, bro. Good bounce. I'm going pain. That's a guy. Numerous NBA teams took 24-second violations in honor of the passing of Kobe Bryant. I'm up for it. I'm shit out of the boy. The block. You get my message the other day?
Yeah.
You made your boy mad at him.
Damn.
We beat him by like 85, bro. But he wouldn't fucking quit, and it was really pissing me off.
Oh shit, 2 more.
Yeah, he wouldn't leave the game, bro. I'm fucking annoying. Right. One more, man. Yo, let me get the one for Kobe, man. Let me get the one for Kobe. Got me, bro. Got you. Come on, Blue. Got me.
Hit blue, hit blue.
For Kobe, man. For Kobe.
Kobe, baby. Peace, bro.
The XNPL finals is at 10 p.m. Eastern. About 9 o'clock. Perp.
Rappers in there.
Rappers.
They're going against Perp though.
Yeah, I know. It's two Rich Rap,
Fuck Perp.
Baby Boy Jody.
This motherfucker had the nerve to invite me to the fucking league. When I tell him, nigga, what's up? I got you. You don't hit me, nigga. Keep playing on me, man. You got time for this.
Oh, what's this? Let me run it. Okay, I got it.
What the
What
rap?
do you think, bro? Nah, he I was gonna say let me run the one. I'll get my assist, but I already got the screenshot.
Come on, man.
He just wanted this screenshot. Good shit, boy. Yeah, man. Go crazy, bro. 3 minutes. See you, Kelly.
Good pass, though.
Yeah, I saw you try that. You got top of key. Off the easy.
I'm falling asleep.
Defense. About to go. About to be probably. What do you think a team would do if the next game we play, we didn't get a 24-second shot clock violation on first base?
Surprise that shit went in.
That was off the last one.
I got the gold ranger.
Holy shit, the Pelicans just beat the Celtics? Shit, no, be easy, bro. You don't need to hurt yourself.
I should pass. Beat their ass. Most by 7.
Zion got
I
19 points.
didn't even know that shit.
Zion got 21 points. 21 points, 11 rebounds.
Who's Zion?
They just beat the Celtics.
They been going crazy.
When the fuck did Taco Falls play?
No, sir.
Yeah, he played. He be playing.
They brought him
I ain't gonna
up.
say a lot, but just put him in there.
Yeah, they brought him up from the G League, but he didn't play. He should have.
Oh my god. But Senate.
I wasn't paying attention. That's why I was stripping.
Oh, time out.
That's the Avenue Four. Shut up, bitch.
Just gonna play hard.
Fucking hating ass motherfucker.
Who knows? Dear Kobe. Dear Kobe. Dear Kobe. Dear Kobe. Dear Kobe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Kobe Bean. Kobe, thank you, man. Dear Kobe. Thank you.
Thank you for your passion, your commitment, and dedication to basketball.
Thank you for showing us that number 24 isn't just a number on your jersey, but the amount of hours in a day that you have to devote to the game to be the best. Thank you for giving and giving and giving. Thank you for pushing through when your body says no, but your heart says yes. Thank you for the games that you refuse to lose, and the ones you always seem destined to win. Thank you for your endless drive, for showing us that even on your worst day, there's nothing else to do but push hard. Showing us there's no such thing as magic.
33, man. 33. That was another number of Kobe, man. I'm using it at 33, man. Y'all got it,
Thank you
man.
for teaching us to believe in ourselves, even when nobody else did. For 20 years, you gave our game all you had. And we are eternally grateful.
First got 30. First got 30.
Competitor supreme. Thank you for loving the game of basketball. Congratulations, and we're gonna keep chasing.
I'm fucking fall asleep.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, out of here,
You
though.
know how fast you were just going, ma'am?
Fall asleep like a motherfucker.
RVB that moment. Oh, for Kobe, baby. They used to do. And when you're young, you fucking turn around with the fucking with the paper with the trash can, turn around and be like Kobe.
That would've been cool. For sure.
Eighty-two percent.
Stephen A., how are you processing this information right now, brother? All about it. He spoke several languages. Obviously Italian, Spanish, and of course English. This guy was highly intellectual. He was a brilliant mind. And he was not shy about letting you know that he was brilliant because he never believed he was. He was on a mission to constantly elevate himself intellectually. That's just the temperament that he had. He also wanted to be inspirational and talk about other countries ago.
Yeah, man. I'll let you, bro.
Oh shit.
He about to fall on the mic.
Shit was. Can't be so loud on my shit. Scared the shit out of me. I don't know about this bitch, man. That's easy.
Alright, bro.
It's not just about being a performer. It's not just about being a basketball player. It's about being a champion. It's not just about being an artist. It's about being an Academy Award winner. These are all things we have visions of, and he was consistent with who he was from the time that you knew him. Because coming into the NBA, one of the things that had turned him others off about him initially, he came into the league talking
how he was going to be as great, if not greater, than Michael Jordan one day. We used to look at him and say, this dude is off of his rocker, his chest is sticking out just a little bit too much. He needs perspective. And then sure enough, when we watched him work and we saw the commitment that he put in, we realized he wasn't playing, he was getting serious. He would win championships. He would take a week or two off and he'd show back up a week or two later and start working in the summertime at 5:30 in the morning. This is what he did religiously. When other people were taking vacations, he was studying. When other people were taking breaks, he was working out. That was his entire mentality about anything and everything. And if you were going to be around him and you talked about aspiring to do something, one of the biggest things he would question you about was the work that you were putting in. He would probe, he would interrogate you because he wanted to make sure that you were doing what you said that you wanted to do, that you were truly aspiring to go after, what you were aspiring to go after. He wanted to judge what you were doing for yourself to see how seriously he could take that you really meant what you said about really going for it. That was his mentality all of the time. And he was that way with teammates, he was that way with executives, he was that way with league officials, he was that way with contemporaries. He certainly was that way with me, along with the very other people that he called friends or called one of his boys or whatever the case may be. That was his mentality. All of that shaped Black Mamba, the Mamba mentality. We either had to adjust to the program, we didn't want to be around him because he wasn't going to change, because he knew he was right and you were probably wrong if you were against him.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and video content, subscribe to ESPN.
I just don't have a lot to say. The news is just devastating to everybody who known him a long time. And, you know, he means a lot to me, obviously. You know, he was such a great opponent, you know. It's what you want in sports. He had that DNA that very few athletes can ever have. You know, the Tiger Woods and the Michael Jordans. You know, it's funny. I was getting to know him more since he retired. You know, yeah, this is a tough one. I don't. You know, we have to go play. I mean, the news is just devastating for Vanessa and his family, and there's just so many people he touched, you young players and seeing how emotional they are. They didn't know him, you know, and it just tells you how far his reach was. So, and this is just shocking news for all of us. And sorry, I don't have a lot to say. I just can't have to go talk to a team before a game and tell them to play. That was great. We were at a function 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we sat and talked for probably 45 minutes. You know, we always like to reminisce. We would always laugh at our versions of our losses. You know, when we beat Tim in 2008, he had his version, and when they beat us in 2010, I had my version, and then we would laugh at how different we looked at the games. You know, this is a great loss for the league, and I thought he had so much more left to do, you know, and he was starting to do it. Never seen him happier, you know. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'm lucky that I was part. You know, I was lucky that I, you know, got to coach and compete, you know, against him. And, you know, I feel for so many people. I mean, it's obviously his family, you know. I can't imagine. You know, Lou played with him. Ty Lue played with him. Cliff coached with him. Kawhi was very, very close with him, and so was Paul George. And he meant a lot of good for our league, and especially the competitive part of our league. So, you know, sometimes things don't make sense, you know, and there's times you should feel, you know, just feel sad, you know, and this is one of them, and you know you have to get through it. We all will. We all have to be strong. You know, we laughed and joked about the mama mentality, you know. We're all gonna need it right now, you know, and there's nobody. I think everybody right now is a Laker fan. You know, we're all Lakers today. You feel for that community, for Jeannie and everyone else. I think people think because you compete against people, sometimes you don't have a relationship with them and you don't like it. It's probably the exact opposite. I think sometimes the more you compete, the more respect you have for the opponent. You know, I would say that's the way I felt with Kobe. And so that's all. I just don't have a lot to say.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For highlights and analysis, check out the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, check out ESPN Plus.
Shit, man. So sad right now. So sad. You should be way better online now. You should clean that up. Shit. And where's it? Ooh. I'm doing too. Yes, sir, boss.
Yes, sir. So you in the wreck, sir.
Yeah, man. But I call you to look, you ready to do this shit or I'm gonna go AWOL shit by myself. Oh, you're not doing it.
That's right.
Huh?
Prepare myself now.
Oh, you mean you prepare, nigga? You mean prepare at 9 o'clock? It's at 8, bro. Are you reneging? Are you reneging?
I'm not so I spent the last 3 hours looking at every Kobe video created, okay?
Oh Lord, you ain't a Kobe fan. You a LeBron fan. That's tough.
It all adds up, sir. It all adds up.
What do you mean it all adds up?
It all adds up, sir. Okay.
I'm getting trolled all inside my ears.
Kobe is the reason why LeBron is a Laker. Okay. So, okay, it all comes together.
Yeah, you saw what Trey Young did?
I didn't know.
Huh?
I told you the last 4 hours I've been watching Kobe Bryant videos.
Okay, well then, Trey Young came out with number 8 on and did an 8 technical violation and they did a 24 shot clock violation. Everybody doing that joke now.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I've been on that oil for a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been drinking, sir.
Okay. What the hell they got me? What the hell that mean to me, my nigga? Like I understand. I know. I'm trying to get the phone too, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I've been crying middle of the goddamn game, crying, snow stuffy all day long, man. I'm trying to put some pep in my step, man. Every time I go to my phone, man, more depression. I'm sad again.
That's it. Take my big dog self to the gym tomorrow morning, so.
Huh?
First day.
Oh, you reneging. Oh, shit, he reneging.
No, I'm not reneging. I'm finna,
You finna renege? It's okay, bro. It's understandable, bro.
I'm taking a delicacy. I'm gonna prepare my mind for that level, so.
For tomorrow?
No, for the night. I should be ready within the next 15 minutes, so. I'm gonna grab some stuff and get ready.
Let me know, man. So you gonna play watching then? If I'm a teammate then. If I'm a teammate, I need to loot 400 carton containers. Excuse me, I need to reloot 100 containers. I did 44. I need to loot 200 fertilizers. I got 164. Excuse me.
Hope people will start jumping the party with you.
Like you said.
What do you think? So you're gonna be your mic, sir.
My fault, what you say?
So I'm gonna jump in the party with you. But it might be like 15 minutes at the most.
Hit me up.
For the purpose of plays. I'll be ready. Alright.
Just hit me when you ready. You said 15 minutes, I'll wait for it. I'll wait 15 minutes. Or you want to play a couple games?
15. Nah, wait.
I bet.
As Commander-in-Chief, I...
Oh.
Today is one of the saddest days in my lifetime. it seems like a bad dream that you just want to wake up from. It's a nightmare. I know we all feel the same way about such a great leader, just a great champion, a great person. If you got a chance to know Kobe, you got a chance to really know Kobe, there ain't nobody better, man. Emotions all over the place. These are the moments when you ask why. My heart, thoughts goes out to Kobe's family, his daughter Gigi. This is a sad day. There's no way around it. My family and I have been sharing Kobe stories. We have so many moments that he's given us. We're so thankful for those moments. I'm thankful for those moments, man. He was one of my favorite players. And I got a chance to have a relationship, a friendship. But I would miss him. I would miss the friendship. I said it many times. Kobe retired from the game of basketball. He left a hole in the game of basketball. He left a hole in my wanting to play. Because when I came in the league, I chased him. That's who I chased. I wanted to be respected by him. And once I reached that level, I knew I did something. So, Kobe, thank you, man. Thank you for all the memories. We got a lot of good ones. And these tears that we're crying, we're going to miss you. And it's not going to go, it's not leaving today, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. We will forever miss you, man. You're our legend. You're our icon. You're our father. You're a husband. Your son, your brother. Your friend. Thank you for being my friend. I love you, brother.
Jim, what you have shared is very similar to what so many other people have shared that have spent some time with Kobe Bryant. But if you could go a little more depth right now, being around him, what was your impression of him?
Shocking when I first met him, really, for the first time. He came into the Olympic summer before the Olympics in the qualifier in the Americas in Vegas. And it's the first time I had a chance to work with him. And he came in and he worked out the night before. You know, we even got together as a team Saturday night, 10 o'clock at night. He's working out. And he had his trainer with him. He's going a full 2-hour workout. He got up the next day, did a shoot-around by himself. Then he came to our meeting. Then he had a workout afterwards. And I knew right away, this is different. This is a different guy. And if you remember at that time, before China, we had LeBron, those guys were pretty young. Mm-hmm. It was 1905, 1907. And so we're in Vegas, and Kobe came in, and he let everybody know right away, picking up full court, pressuring guys. I mean, practices normally in the summertime, they're intense, they're professionals, but not like Kobe. Kobe brought a different level to it, and I think those young guys saw that, and they were impacted by it. I really think so, because they had not seen that practice determination that he brought. And he did the same thing in every day of practice, every game. I'll never forget, we're up 45 against the Dominican Republic, and he's picking up full court, pressing this guard who's at Maryland, Vasquez, Grievous Vasquez, who played in the NBA for a long time. Mm-hmm. And he just took the ball away from him 2 times in a row. We're up 45. I remember that there was a timeout. Kobe came on. I said, Kobe, we're up. He says, no, Coach, that's the way it is. That's what it's going to be. He's out there. I'm getting him. There was was a timeout. Kobe came on. I said, Kobe, we're up. He says, no, Coach. That's the way it is. That's what it's going to be. He's out there. I'm getting him. That's just the way he played. He played every play. Didn't matter if we were up 50. And we were up at 40 probably in every game we played in the qualifier and then the Olympics, all that. We were up 30, 40 almost every game. The only game we weren't, the Spain game in the finals for the Olympic medal, the gold medal, we got close. He took the ball, made the bucket that we had to have to win. And he never even, never even thought about it. He's going to take the ball and he's going to make the play. And that's what he did. I mean, we put a lot of time in for that Olympics. That first one in Spain was really good. The Gasols and all the guys they had. It was a dogfight. We hadn't had a close game. So it was Kobe Bryant. He took over. He won the game for us. And that's what he did. He wanted the ball in the big situations. And he backed it up every day in practice. He never took a play off. I mean, it didn't matter if it was a 2-hour practice and you had 5 minutes to go. He's going all out. He's going all out. He's not bending. He's not giving an inch. And I'll remember that forever. I mean, I thought I knew about it, hard play and competitiveness, but he showed you. I've been coaching, remember, 30 years when this happened. And it just shows you differently. I remember coming back and telling my team, you don't know what hard work is. You just don't understand it. And Jordan was like that, and Kobe was like that. Tremendous talent, but the hardest working guys on the court. And it's a good lesson. When the best player plays the hardest, then you're going to have success. That's why Jordan won 5 and Kobe won 5. Because they set the standard for their teammates. And, we never lost another game in the World Championships or the Olympics after Kobe came that first year. We never lost a game. I don't know what it was, 75 straight maybe, some international competition. And we won by probably an average of 30 points. And we had been losing. It wasn't like we were winning before. We weren't winning. But he's that mentality. That's what he brought to the game. That's what I'll always remember. And obviously a great talent, but an unbelievable work ethic and determination to be the best every day, every play.
Jim, you mentioned Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant's outlook on basketball was greatly shaped by Michael Jordan. What impact did Kobe Bryant have on the younger generation of basketball players, kids that you are still coaching to this day?
Well, I don't think it has been said, but I believe from being there and having LeBron, those guys the year before, we were good, we had talent, but we didn't have that edge, that defensive edge you have to have. I think Kobe brought that to that team. I think it taught LeBron that, and he gradually got it and got better each year. And, he was with us for the Olympics there, and of course the Olympics in London in 12. And LeBron was a tremendous defensive player. And I think Kobe had a lot to do with that. And with all those young guys, showed them this is what it is, this is what it takes. So he left a lasting impact on the game with all those players and all the young players today that have seen him play and been around him, watched him. He had a huge, other than Jordan, he's had the biggest impact, I think, on the game of basketball in my time.
Kobe Bryant won 2 gold medals with Team USA, the 2008 and 2012 Olympic Games, and Jim Boeheim was an assistant coach on those 2 teams for the victorious Team USA side. Jim, we appreciate the perspective and the time here on SportsCenter.
Thank you. Thank you. Sad day for all of us in basketball.
What have you gleaned since you've arrived at the scene? Well, one of the biggest revelations that we heard was that there were actually 9 people on the manifest of the helicopter when it crashed, and the sheriff here said that initially when the helicopter crashed, that firefighters had to hike up a hill because it was kind of a brush, it was a hill behind me, and they had to put out this fire. The fire was burning very hot and was very hard to put out because of the presence of magnesium, which when it interacts with water makes it burn even hotter. At the same time, though, paramedics were able to get to where the crash site was and evaluate if there were any survivors. And at that point, they evaluated that there were no survivors of the crash, and the firefighters continued to try to put out the quarter of an acre brush fire that was on the hillside. Now, I actually visited the crash site earlier, and I can tell you it was very foggy there. There will be an investigation as to what caused this, but one of the residents who lived across the street in an apartment building said he heard the helicopter going by. It was shortly before 10 a.m., and he didn't think much of it because helicopters do fly through there sometimes. There's a sheriff station right here. It's not uncommon, but he heard the sound of something falling, and he said something seemed off with the way that helicopter sound. He went outside, he was on the phone, and he saw the crash moments later. And so obviously there's a lot of investigation here to come as to what caused that helicopter to go down. We believe it was on its way to a basketball game where his daughter Gigi was playing in the Mamba Academy, which is just about 15 minutes north of here.
You know, Ramona, all that information that you just said was brought forth by Darrell Osby, the LA County Fire Chief. He was mum on a lot of other factors. We'll wait to see exactly what happens in the days to come. There are 8 games in the NBA today. 2 are well done. The Nuggets and the Rockets are done. 4th quarter for the Raptors and the Spurs. Celtics and Pelicans are on ESPN. A handful of games have just begun as we speak. Was there any talk from the reporting you have and the sources you have, because of the outpouring of emotion from NBA players, especially ones that are currently in the league and have to focus, that they may not play games today? Clearly that's not what happened. Was there any discussion?
Yeah, there was, and from my understanding, there were games that were about to tip off right when this news broke and came around. It was shocking for everybody involved and all the rest of the games that were going to be played that day. And there was conversations between the league and each of the teams and the general managers, because the players on both sides were shaken. I mean, they were so emotional in what Kobe meant to them. Some of them knew him personally, some only knew him as Kobe the legend because obviously he retired 4 years ago. But there were discussions about whether or not they could play these games. And that would be obviously an incredibly unprecedented thing. The only other time the NBA has not played a game is when President Kennedy was assassinated many years ago. And so the teams decided to play on. I know there's still an ongoing discussion about what the Lakers and Clippers will do. Their next game is Tuesday at Staples Center. I don't think there's been a decision made on what's going to happen Tuesday, but obviously everybody's hearts are heavy, and especially so with the Lakers organization.
No question, we'll continue to monitor it. Last thing for you, only because I think you're the perfect person to ask this. You're an Angelino by birth. Kobe's an Angelino by heart, I think, after spending more than 20 years there. You covered his career, post-career, as I mentioned. You've been around it from beginning to end. Your thoughts on how you would sum up the legacy of Kobe Bryant and what he meant to basketball?
I'm talking, bro. I'm crying over here, bro. I'm just waiting for you to play, bro. Come through.
We got to be friends towards the end, and especially so after he retired, we would text each other.
I'm talking. They told me I could talk over this, so I'm talking, bro.
Text me, and we wanted to send videos of our children, and I think that I just got a call a little while ago from Candace Parker, who plays for the LA Sparks. She came here and she's played her whole entire career here, and she said, when she needed something, she would always text Kobe. She would always ask his advice. Before she won her first championship with the Sparks, she reached out to Kobe and just needed some inspiration. And I can't tell you how many times over the course of my career, other athletes' careers, especially here in Los Angeles, that you knew Kobe was a text away, and when he knew it was important, he always got back to you, and he always knew what to say. I'll never forget Jeannie Buss telling me when she was at one of her lowest moments, when the team was flailing and her father had just died, the person she called was Kobe. And I think it's just his indomitable will, his ability to compartmentalize and focus on and rise above whatever was in front of him. And so you talk about this Mamba mentality and the legacy that he leaves. That's what he was focused on right now. After we're here at this press conference now, we're going to drive to the Mamba Academy, because that's what he wanted his legacy to be. He was writing children's books. He was doing podcasts for kids. He wanted children, the next generation players in this league, to understand what it took to be Kobe Bryant and for that to carry on. That's what he wanted his legacy to be. And now, he did so much since he retired. I kept telling him to slow down. Like, enjoy your retirement, man. Go on a vacation or two. I'm really glad that he produced as much as he did after he retired, because we have that to remember him by.
Shanae, I was talking about the generations that Kobe has inspired as his career and life evolved. You are clearly a member of that younger generation who looked up to someone like Kobe as an idol when it came to basketball. How are you absorbing what is happening right now?
It's been extremely difficult. I'm currently in Los Angeles. I live downtown, about 6 blocks from Staples Center. And I was just out and about, going about my daily business. And that's when the news broke. I looked at my phone and heard about it. And it's just been extremely tough, because as I was crossing through the LA Live Plaza, as you see the shots there, it was not nearly as many people. People forget the Grammys are going on right now. There were people in gowns, there was energy, there was buzz downtown. And then all of a sudden, it seemed like everything went quiet. There started to be more jerseys, Kobe Bryant jerseys, obviously. People just wanted to be together downtown here, and just seeing how everyone is rallying and holding each other and embracing. I watched someone already show artwork, and there was also a flower bouquet already being presented and erected right in front of Staples. It just is unreal how quickly this has all come together. Just processing this news, and I think in times like this is when everyone unites. And so me personally, being a part of the women's basketball community, this is just extremely personal for us as well. I know we talk a lot about his NBA credentials, but he was very much present at WNBA games. Saw him at WNBA All-Star. I'm a member of the Los Angeles Sparks, and he's had a tremendous relationship with our organization, so much so that my head coach, Derek Fisher, always tells us stories about how to be a champion each and every day based on going up against Kobe in practice. I even remember we saw Kobe. Kobe called us into his private room with his daughters at the U.S. Women's National Team training competition that we were able to witness and attend, and he spent the entire halftime plus and then some, about like 30 minutes, talking to us about how to understand Coach Fisher and how to compete at the highest level. And it really helped us as players. He was always giving back. And to me, I think everyone feels it. Just being downtown, it's surreal to see how few people were there when the news broke and how quickly everyone has come together. And I mean, I even heard applause when they showed, his picture on the big screen, right, by Wolfgang Puck. Like, this is just, it's very difficult to process, but at the same time, I think everyone is leaning on each other, especially downtown here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, so many emotions right now, Shanae. Sadness, but also appreciation for what he represented to so many people in whatever regard that might be. Stand by, Shanae. I do want to have to share a little more perspective here from President Barack Obama, the 44th President of the United States. He went to Twitter moments ago and shared the following, quote, "Kobe was a legend on the court and just getting started in what would have been just as meaningful a second act. To lose Gianna is even more heartbreaking to us as parents. Michelle and I send love and prayers to Vanessa and the entire Bryant family on an unthinkable day." And that is something that's also so hard for people to absorb, Shanae. I mean, we all experience death in our lives from a personal standpoint, friends, family, relatives, coworkers, what have you. But when young children die as well, and especially in this particular case, Gianna, who was 13 years old, she goes by Gigi, a budding basketball star in her own right in the junior level, and they were on their way to a game that Kobe was going to coach her in. And you mentioned the WNBA games, how many times he brought her courtside to see the Sparks play or to go and see the University of Oregon women's teams play. The influence that he was having on a young generation of basketball players of both genders, Shanae, and now you're going to have to absorb that tragedy of Gianna not being able to reach her potential in the sport.
Everyone is hurting, and this news came in waves. Obviously, first Kobe Bryant and then his daughter. And I I don't even know if I should be saying this, but our team, our Sparks, were, you know, thinking about potentially practicing this year at Mamba Academy. And that's how committed he is to finding role models that support, you know, women's basketball for his daughter. He did it for the love of his children. It just, to me, is hard to process in general, especially when it comes to her too. When you think about the impact he's had on the game, it's not just what he did himself, but it's also, as you mentioned, for the future generations. Everyone in my generation tends to think that, you know, LeBron/Kobe are the greatest of all time because he epitomized basketball dominance in the era in which we were born and raised. So especially for the women's basketball community, we understand this as well. I was even supposed to be 2 weeks ago invited to a private WNBA workout session with Kobe. I know there were a number of other WNBA players involved in that session. I believe Liz Cambage, Kayla McBride, about 10 or so players that came, and he didn't do this for the notoriety. He didn't do this, you know, just to get attention, because a lot of times women's basketball players tend to fight for that, you know, fight for our positioning, but he saw us, he respected us, and those are the things that he would do out of the love of the game, whether he was competing in his prime or afterward. You know, he just cared. He cared, and I think it all stemmed from his daughter's love. And one of my favorite things that he said, a lot of people were saying, hey, don't you want a son? And he said, why do I need a son? I've got a daughter that can carry on my legacy. So totally heartbroken, especially, you know, for the future generation. We knew her to be the rising star, the one that would carry the torch, the one that would rep his name on the back of the jersey. We were excited for that, and it's just tough for that to be gone way too soon.
Man, I'm sad, boy. Let's go.